So this past weekend, you went to EDC. My mother came to me. Speaking of my mother from earlier on.
God, did she go, how dare?
Well, she was like, what is this Electric Daisy that they're talking about? And everyone's dressed up and they look scary, Jared. They look scary.
There were some, I've never seen more platform shoed bearded ladies in my life. That's all I'll say.
This past weekend, for those who don't know, Zack went to the Electric Daisy Festival.
Yeah, dude, that shit was...
I know, I say it in a country accent to be an idiot, but EDC, a huge, huge staple in the festival world, I'd say. I hear people talk about EDC. I hear people talk about Ultra in Miami.
Ultra apparently is like the mecca for the EDM music here in the States.
And what are some other the major festivals just around the country?
Around the country? Well, though you get the mainstream ones, Coachella, Bonnaroo, Lollapalooza.
Fuck them.
But here in Florida, we got, Okeechobee and Halloween. Halloween's our shit. That's one where you get to camp. It's during Halloween weekend.
We've talked about Halloween on here before.
Yeah, and it's not just electric music. It's, there's bands and cool shit there.
That would be what I would go to.
Yeah, it reminds me more of, it's more your hippie style.
That I'm more the hippie style.
The Electric Daisy concert is a rave. Like, let's just say what it is. I mean, it's fun. I mean, dude, guess how many people a day?
How many?
95,000.
Woo!
Over 300,000 over the course of 3 days.
And to give context, you went to this just mere days, hours after we had talked about Astroworld.
I know. But I will say this. So I saw one seizure. We had one person pass out right next to us when we were in this little Bacardi bar area, because Bacardi was a huge sponsor. Coinbase was a sponsor.
Really?
They had an NFT gallery. Liquid Death was a sponsor.
I love Liquid Death.
And they had a cool walk-in old type mansion feel thing. You could walk in and get a free Liquid Death and get your photo on an old smile the 50s camera.
Did you drink a Liquid Death?
A bunch of them.
Weren't they great?
Yeah, they're good.
Canned water is the future.
And what's cool is they had one of Tony Hawk's blood skateboards on display there. Wow. Because Tony Hawk's sponsored by them too. But anyway, so we're in the Bacardi area because they had the main gigantic stage with the owl, which I gotta say, in person, that shit is impressive. I mean, it is massive. Massive.
It looked very impressive.
And that head turned. And those pupils dilated. So if you were tripping balls, I feel sorry for you. Because that owl was staring into your soul.
Y'all were pretty straight?
Yeah, we just drank.
Okay.
Getting too old for that shit. Not in the city, man. I can't be doing that shit while in the city. How am I going to get home? You know what I mean? That's why we like the camping ones, because you can just walk back to your tent. It's cool. You're not going to die driving, and it's just better. So, because as soon as it's over, you're in the concrete jungle, and you're just fuck, and it's lights and
Where in Orlando is it?
Camping World Stadium at Tinker Field. It's right there.
Oh, wow. That is in the heart of the fucking city.
Yeah. And it's right in the ghetto. Because the ghettos, we know how it is west of downtown. It's all ghetto. And so, dude, I remember we were walking up. Oh my God, I feel like it was in a movie. The first day, we spent way too much money on Ubers and shit. So by the time day 2, we're driving. Fuck this. Because there was no Ubers available when it was time to go home. And someone took our cab that I called. It was a nightmare. Oh, and I got my phone stolen. Yeah, I'm sure you saw that on the clip.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Plur is not real anymore.
What is Plur?
Peace, love, unity, and respect.
Oh, God.
It's so gay. I can't stand it. But, that's the whole thing. Plur. Dude, fuck Plur. There ain't no goddamn Plur there. Here's another thing that really pissed me off, too. This was honestly, the whole weekend, this right here is what made me so incredibly angry. You ready for this?
Ready.
We're walking. We're in. It's day 1. And we're kind of just checking out the layout. There's fucking people everywhere getting shoulder checked. There's weird outfits, beards on ladies. It's a fucking freak show. All right?
Okay.
So I'm walking, and we kind of get to where we came in at. And of course, my eyes, shing, I catch some movement. And I see a dog. A little French bulldog.
Cute.
Very cute. In a little vest. Because he's an emotional service animal.
Okay.
And then I look at the owner in her disgusting, barely clothed, ugly body. Dressing up for the occasion. And I look at this dog's face because they walked right past me. Me and that dog locked eyes for a minute. And that dog was looking at me and I was looking at him. And that dog looked traumatized. Because when I tell you how many people were there, you don't bring a dog to this. Like, I wouldn't be surprised that dog got kicked.
Oh, no.
Wouldn't
You're right.
Yeah, this is not a place for that animals. Like, I felt so bad for this dog. Because in my mind, I'm like, emotional support dog, service dog. I mean, you're walking around looking around. What the fuck is the dog there to guide you for? And in my head, I'm like, if you need an emotional support animal to go to a place like EDC, you don't go to EDC or a big concert like that. That poor dog, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was terrible. I thought it was absolutely exploiting that poor dog. It's loud as fuck. It's bass, rave, drum and bass, techno house. It's nothing but... I mean, it's so loud. We lost our voices trying to talk to each other. And the dog's just, like, looking around at these fucking freak shows.
Especially a tiny dog.
He was about this big. French bulldog.
No. Fuck her.
Yeah, that was the thing that made me the most mad. More than losing my phone, getting it stolen. So anyway, night one, we're in the crowd, and, like, we were watching this show, and, like, I had this cool mask that I wanted to wear because it, like, I can program it, and I literally was like, let's go, Brandon. And I'm fucking with the phone because it has an app, right? And we watched a video before this weekend for tips on this show because we knew we've never been. It was a beast. And literally she says, like, theft is a big deal, so make sure you put it in your fanny pack and put it across your shoulders, not around your, like, across. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, what did my dumbass do? Like, I literally had the phone, and instead of putting it back in out of habit, I put it in my pocket. And we're walking, and I had my sunglasses in there too, so it was two things in my front right pocket. And as we're walking, like this is an event where, like, you do not let go of your other person hand. Like, you will get lost.
Oh, no.
You will get lost. Like, I can't even begin to... The line for Lost and Found was 100 people every day, all times of the show. So we're walking out, and all of a sudden I feel like a slight pressure change in my pocket. I didn't see it. I didn't see anyone do it. I just felt the shift happen. And I go... And I thought it fell out. Like, I thought maybe I didn't have it in all the way. I thought it, like, fell out. So I turned around immediately, and I'm, like, looking around. I'm like, my phone. Like, as we're walking. Like, I felt it. And she's like, what? I'm like, here, let me see your phone. Let's do the flashlight for 20 minutes, retracing that path over and over. And it's gone. Went to Lost and Found, didn't have it. And I went to Verizon report it lost. But anyway, I went to find my iPhone on our other devices at home, and it was in iDrive by 5 in the morning. iDrive at the Calypso. And then the next day, it found its way to Fort Lauderdale. Now it's back. This is the best part. It's back in Orlando, Pine Hills area.
Rough.
Yeah. So it either got pawned off, sold. I don't even know if the same person has it. He probably sold it already. Long story short, I lost my goddamn phone night one. So I had no phone for the next 2 days, just Sky's phone. And we were roughing it out. And that's when I was like, we are not losing each other. Because if I get lost, I'm not going to be able to find you.
And let me say this. Like I mentioned earlier, we had just talked about Astroworld, where multiple people died.
Yeah.
I text Zack.
Yeah.
And I'm like a fucking scared, paranoid wife. Because, and then I'm going to get a little, not dark, but a little heavy for a second. And I want to talk to you about your stupid ass motorcycle that I don't like. I've already lost a friend to some bullshit when I'm texting you, and there's been times where you've been out of service, or like if I'm out at my parents' house, which just kind of has bad service, the text doesn't go through for an hour or so. I was like a paranoid girlfriend, Zach.
Because they weren't going through, were they?
No, I was texting him. I told you I got the stomach flu, and for y'all to take vitamins or whatever, just another gay wife thing I say to you because I treat you like my wife. and it didn't go through. And then I sent another one like, "You okay?" Didn't
Not
go
delivered.
through. Not delivered. And I'm sitting there having a panic attack. I was calling my mom like, "Zach's not answering me, this and that. He's dead." My brain goes to the most extreme places. Thank God you had, or Sky had, the wherewithal to message.
That was me. Because I thought of you. I literally was like, can I borrow your phone for a second, Sky? I was like, can you go on Instagram for a second? Let me message fucking the Somewhat Savants account. Motherfucker probably thinks I'm dead.
I did think you were dead.
And I literally told him, like, I got to tell my family real quick because they know
pictured-
we were here.
Yeah. I pictured you taking your motorcycle there, and then
Oh, hell no.
someone slipped you acid, and you're like, "I can drive."
In oncoming traffic, phone obliterated.
I thought of the worst, and I didn't check that because I had the stomach flu, and I think you sent it to me then, and I just had no interest of checking Instagram. I was just off it. And I don't have a personal. I'm on the Somewhat's account. We both are, but I mean, I check. That's when I want to look at Instagram.
I actually need the logins again.
Asshole. Oh, yeah, that's right. Your phone got stolen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was wondering, I'm like, why isn't he posting stories? Come on, why am I doing everything? I was terrified that you had died because we just talked about Astroworld. You were kind of joking about it, like my wife and I are going to a festival this weekend. Ha ha ha! And you would turn into a meme real quick. Oh, I was so scared, but I mean, praise God.
Well, it was fine. We made it through. Like we weren't fucking, and we didn't get deep into the crowd. Like you should see some of these pictures. I looked at the picture. I'm like,
you should. I looked up some pictures.
It's a lot.
And you showed me pictures. It was creepy how many people were there.
A lot of people. And I will say this. We saw one person pass out right next to us. But the way people were treating passed out people here was a lot different. Like they built like a thing, but then again, this was not in the middle of a crowd. I haven't heard anything about anyone dying from this yet. So I mean, they just keep talking about record attendance. But I mean, Who knows? Someone probably would have. Someone might have.
Sometimes, I mean, you had mentioned festivals, people die, typically correlated to a drug overdose. But I mean, that's just sometimes people's time to go.